Ready for some business inspiration? Ripper! Then listen in as I take the stage at a recent Westpac Innovation Forum with Young Entrepreneur of the Year Brad Smith and Miss Chu, founder of Australia's fastest growing Vietnamese takeaway.
Welcome to the Small Business Big Marketing Show, where successful small business owners share their secrets to take your marketing to the next level. Now here's your host, Tim Reid.
G'day listeners, and welcome back to another episode of Australia's #1 marketing show. I'm your host, Timbo Reid, but you, so much more importantly, are a motivated small business owner ready to crank out some great marketing, and that is exactly why we are here. Now, today's episode is a little bit different. Just this week, I spoke at a Small Business Innovation Forum for the Westpac Banking Corporation. It was a forum where they had some exhibitors like Facebook and LinkedIn and Google were there and Sasu, and they had three keynote speakers, myself, Miss Chu and Brad Smith, both past guests of this show. Now, by way of reminder, Miss Chu owns a wonderful network of Vietnamese tuck shops in Melbourne, Sydney and London. One of the fastest growing takeaways in Australia, and just a great business story in itself. Brad Smith owns Braaap motorcycles and is also just an incredible business story. Brad's motorcycles are sold throughout the world. He's also Young Entrepreneur of the Year and Retailer of the Year. Very, very clever people, both of them. After we gave our individual keynotes at this Westpac function, we then did a Q&A session, which I recorded on the night. We were in front of about 250 small business owners, all clients of the Westpac Banking Corporation, and they just threw questions at us. Marketing questions, business questions, questions around personal development and inspiration. And the way we treated it from the stage was that I actually, made it out to be the recording of a podcast. So I played the intro music and did a bit of an intro myself and then opened it up to the floor to ask questions. So we'll take it from the start and you can hear the event in its entirety. And I think you'll find it really interesting. It's always good to hear what other small business owners are asking, because they're probably the same questions that are on your mind. I hope you enjoyed listening to it as much as I enjoyed putting it together. If you go to smallbusinessbigmarketing.com and search for episode 190, you will actually also be able to watch the video of this session as well. Enough from me. Here we go. Brad Smith, Miss Chu, myself on stage at the Westpac Small Business Innovation Forum. Welcome back, listeners, to another episode of Australia's #1 marketing show. I am your host, Timbo Reid, but you, so much more importantly, are a motivated small business owner ready to crank out some great marketing. Now, normally, at this time, I would get up on my soapbox and share a marketing thought or gripe that's on my mind. I'd then go into having a fireside chat with a successful small business owner who's using marketing to their advantage. However, today's episode is just that little bit different. Today, I'm sitting here on stage at the Westpac Business Innovation Forum in Sydney. For overseas listeners, Westpac is one of Australia's largest banks, and I am in front of a live studio audience. Yeah! Hello, there we are. And I am joined by small business royalty and two past guests of my show. Brad Smith from Braaap. There's every opportunity to do that, and you gave me nothing.
Just make sure you had the A's right.
Right, okay. Braaap. And Miss Chu from Miss Chu. Yeah. How are you guys?
Good, thank you. Thanks for having us here.
Absolute pleasure.
Very nervous. Look at this massive crowd. Oh my God, it's a sea, it's an ocean of Australians.
And Vietnamese. I saw some Vietnamese.
There are quite a few Vietnamese people in here yes, there we go.
Good on you. Go Vietnam. Now, before we get stuck into a Q&A, guys, can I ask what part of marketing your business are you most excited about? Let's start with Miss Chu.
Okay, my face. I made my face into the logo of my brand. It's my refugee visa. It allowed me to come into this country as a refugee. And I said, yep, actually, you know what? I sell Vietnamese food. Put your face on the brand.
It's a great
way.
So
these days people go, okay, so refugees are good for this country. Let them in.
It's a great way to build a business and a personal brand.
It's instant.
It is absolutely instant, and it gives people someone to refer to. It's kind
well,
of
you know, people say be yourself, and I kind of like just went and excelled at it.
Yeah.
I'm Miss Chu. That's my surname. That's my face. You can't get more yourself than that.
No, that is. Smitty, what are you excited about with your marketing?
Most importantly, I love attaching experience to our products. So our Learn to Ride programs, our race days, that event-based thing where people get to ride a motorcycle, but probably more importantly, how we get people there. So we use story, social media, those kind of things to generate leads to get people to those events. And what's excited me most is how we automate the follow-up to make sure those leads get converted to sales. So
you're a machine.
Thank you.
Absolute machine. I travelled up from Melbourne with Brad, and honestly, he is just a machine. If you could talk, thank God you can't talk on your phone on the plane. What we've got here, though, I mean, I wasn't joking when I said small business royalty, and we've got two business owners here that nail experience. And experience, another definition of brand is it's an emotional attachment. And these two guys just, you know, you create such a strong emotional attachment between you and your customers. And would it be fair to say price becomes less important? I know you're cheap already, Miss Chu.
It's value for money. So, yeah, I mean, basically, it's honesty and value for money. And then you get brand royalty, not royalty, loyalty.
Yes.
It's my Vietnamese.
Royalty.
So,
I'm not allowed
royal. I'm royal, yeah. I'm the queen of rice paper rolls. So, yeah, I've self-anointed myself before I became famous. So there's something in that, you know, in branding. So
self-anointing alone is a good strategy.
Self-anointing alone is very important. Having a vision before you even get there is really important. So, you know, like you can't get there unless you have a vision. Get on your bike and you don't know where to go, you can have an accident. It's kind of like what happened with me. I knew I was going to be successful. I knew I was going to be the queen of rice paper rolls. And I had a vision. And, you know, lo and behold, 7 years later, I'm turning over more than $25 million a year and I haven't borrowed a cent.
You said you borrowed $50,000?
I did, but that's like the overdraft. It's not really a loan.
It's not really borrowing. Okay.
It's the overdraft they always give you. It's like, I don't need to touch it just yet.
I'll take it. Yeah. Now, enough about us. We are here for you, the motivated business owner, and I really hope there is lots of questions that you have. No question too dumb. Marketing questions, business questions, motivational questions, whatever blockage you've got, put your hand up and ask one of us and let's have the conversation. So who would like to start? And remember, in the land of podcasts, in the land of radio, silence is a nightmare. Here's one right at the front. Here we go. Oh, here we go. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Jesse.
Hello, Jess. What's your business?
I work for Westpac Bank.
Ah, you own a bank. Ladies. A banker.
Yes, I'm a banker. So what I've heard from a common theme from all the success stories tonight is that failure is sometimes part of a business. What I'd really love to know is how you've actually beaten the negative emotion that comes with failure, how you pick yourself up, how you dust yourself off, how you keep going and build on that.
Najee, do you want to start?
I brand failure. So look, I branded refugee. I branded being Vietnamese. 2 massive failures in Australia. Can you imagine being a Vietnamese in Australia? Nah. Can you be... Well, did I say Vietnamese or refugee?
Both.
So I'm branded both things that really go against me in Australia. Okay, I'm about to brand being short. Because, I mean, there is no such thing as a tall poppy syndrome for me, okay? I'm way too short to be cut down, right? So that's what I say to people these days. You're too big for your shoes. It's like, no, I work really fucking hard. There is no such thing as luck. Yeah. Lucky people work hard. That's all there is to it, okay? And I see opportunities where people shy away from it. Most people say, you know, you work too hard. Work is a 4-letter word that I love. It's a very sexy word and more people should work and enjoy work. I love my work. I get out of bed and I'm me and I love being me. Okay, so work is sexy. You just need to make it enjoyable and sexy and part of your life. I hate going to work. You've got the wrong attitude, okay?
Or the wrong job.
Or the wrong job, you know, like, hey, I don't have an arm, I don't need to go. Sell arms. Go and sell arms. You know, brand anything. You know, you don't have an arm, you should go and sell arms. Whatever it is, there is opportunity in everything. It's just the way you think.
Smitty? Failure.
You know, it's a big part of growth and it's going to happen. So number one, you've got to have a vision and you've got to make sure that vision's got purpose. And I think the person who's got determination and mixes that with desperation is someone who's going to get over that. And when I say desperation, determination says that I will, desperation says that I must. And for me, that's been my position. There's been so many times when it would be easy to give up, but I was in a corner. I got 30 staff here, staff overseas, people have got to pay back, people who rely on me. So whether I like it or not, I've got to get up and make sure we can kick some butt today. So I think determination mixed with desperation is the difference.
Cool how they rhyme.
It's actually what makes you get out of bed.
And for me, I just go back to why I do what I do, and I'm really strong on why I'm now doing this kind of stuff. And Miss Chu and I were talking before this event started this afternoon. She said, "Are you nervous? And how do you get over the nerves and all that type of stuff?" And I go back to my intent. And yeah, I get nervous, and the minute before I go on is when I, as Miss Chu said, you know, ship brick. Was it ship bricks? You said ship bricks.
No, I said in my pants.
Right, that's it.
I said I'm in my pants.
Sorry, iTunes. Explicit rating. But, you know, like, you come back to the intent. And my intent of getting up here and sharing and being helpful is to help small business owners, because I am one myself and I feel the pain and enough. Feel the pain. And so it's about coming from the right place. Yeah, and that. So if there is failure, I kind of go, well, was I coming at from the right place? Yeah, I was. So
failure is a great tool for success, and it's not about what you do. It's your personal journey. You know, everything's relative. So it's not about the turnover and how much money you make. It is what is special to you. So if you suffer depression, or if you don't have a leg, or if you're short, you're a refugee, you're Vietnamese, whatever it is, everything's individual to you. So you should actually use that failure or that shortcoming and go, this is the best I can do, and therefore measure it up against yourself. And that, I think, is possibly the most wonderful thing about being a human being. It's not about being a Google or a Facebook, as wonderful as they are. Amazing tools for us to be who we are these days. I think they're the benchmarks of success and changes in society. But I mean, you know, for me, I find failure really sexy. You know, it gives you the reason to bounce.
Thank you very much, Jess, for what is an excellent question. We've got a question right there.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. My name's Rich Harvey. Just want to say thank you for all the speakers for some great inspiration, particularly persistence, just having a go, coming from nothing. So thank you very much for tonight.
Thank you.
My question is, I run a buyer's agency. We help people to find their homes or investment properties, which is a professional service, a bit like what you're selling, Tim. My question is, what are some of the best marketing methods that work for professional services firms versus a product?
Being helpful. I mean, you know, professional services firms, people buy from people. So there won't be any shortage of buyers agencies out there. So why are they going to choose you above the others and not compete on price and want you because they're going to buy into your personality? I think being strong on brand, being absolutely crystal clear on what you stand for, on the personality. How do you want people to describe you when they do talk about you? I even go as far as having a public figure who best represents the brand that I'm trying to create, which happens to be Jamie Oliver. I love what Jamie does and gets a bit woo-woo, but I'll channel Jamie. What would Jamie do in this situation? How would Jamie do a panel like this? That type of stuff. So that's one part of it. Get clear on your brand and own it. Absolutely own it. And the other part is just be helpful. What's the most frequently asked question you get asked every day?
Oh, we get asked questions, where should I buy? How much should I pay?
Right.
You know, how do I find off-market properties?
And could I go to your website or somewhere and find the answers?
And you'll find 24 of them on their website.
Will I? Any in-depth answers
and you'll
to
find
those?
5 free reports you can download as well.
Yeah, okay. And they're absolutely coming at it from purely a helpful place and not a push place?
Well, there's still a plug there, of course, yeah.
Is there just a call to action? Yeah, that's cool. And we're not creating art. But, you know, so the reality is...
I like your idea of the videos because I think that's much more engaging.
The video's amazing.
I think the younger generation tend to watch websites rather than read websites. So I think like that 1-minute video is a great idea. That's a real take-home for me.
And I'll give you the thing about video. Video is the richest form of content, right? So if you do create video, you can pull the audio, you can rip the audio, there are free programs that allow you to just drop the video file in and it punches out an MP3. So then you've got an audio file. For those that like to listen, you might turn that into a podcast. You can send that MP3 to a transcriber who can turn that into a Word document, which Google can then index because they can see the words, right? And all of a sudden you've got a blog post or a series of blog posts. So from a piece of video, you've got 3 pieces of very rich content. So, mate, lean into that. And, the other thing I do... sorry, you guys have probably got answers to it.
I was going to say, share a secret.
You are a machine.
Share a secret. No, really, there is a secret every day that you know that you won't share with your market, but share the secret and everyone goes, I love that. The honesty and the danger of doing that to the detriment of your company. But that's going to speak volumes and people are going to speak about it. This, let's say, for example, I say to my clientele, this is how you beat Miss Chu at her game, and I share it with my audience, and they go, that is so honest and it's so generous. Okay, that's going to give you more marketing than whatever you're about to spend or some traditional form. That is actually really being helpful, to the core.
We get scared about sharing those secrets. We think
no, we're greedy. We're greedy.
Okay, and we're scared and greedy.
No, but it's just honest. I'm successful because I'm honest. I'm not afraid to share what I know to the detriment of my company. That's the absolute true product you can share with people. Have a product, sell it, and share it. Don't be greedy. Don't charge them too much. Give them value for money. It's f***ing simple, guys.
Did you got anything to say, or should we go on to the next question?
Sorry.
Timbo, last time I came on the show, I got a...
But it is just so simple. Yeah.
I was going to say, last time I come on the show, I got emails from my potty mouth, and I'm really glad that it's not going to be me today.
Yes. Well, it's about being honest, I suppose, isn't it? Living the brand. Living the brand. Question, hands up so I can see your hand raised, and we can... what do we sing? Who knows Living on a Prayer by Bon Jovi while we have our hand up for the next question. Whoa! Oh, we got one up the back and then there's one here. Hello.
How do you balance...
Hang on, what's your name and where are you from?
Sorry, I'm Bridget. I work for Westpac, but my dad owns a small but successful law firm on the Sunshine Coast.
Doing? Law firm?
Yeah.
Yep.
He's mostly a lawyer at the law firm. Yeah. So obviously being a lawyer, it's quite an old, stuffy industry that really depend on their integrity and stuff. If I go home to him, I'm like, Dad, we're going to do podcasts, you're going to swear at people just like Miss Chu does. He's going to think I'm an idiot and probably call me a dickhead. But how do I introduce this to him and show that he's not going to lose his integrity as a lawyer and as a high-standing lawyer and being quite professional, but also be fun and approachable and give out information in an industry that really isn't known for giving out information for free?
Really tough, isn't it? One of the great things about helpful marketing, it does play to the ego, and we've all got one. And it says, like that slide with the guy standing on the mountain. Every single one of us in this room knows so much about the industry in which we operate. And I do think it is a disservice not to share it. So, share just a little bit of it and see what it feels like. See what it feels like to get an email from someone, which, I don't know about you guys, but just putting out helpful marketing over the years, the emails that I get on a daily basis are heartwarming. They start off, from a commercial point of view, they start off with Timbo. You don't mind if I call you Timbo, do you? Hey, Timbo, I feel like I know you. And then they get it's either a request to speak or it's something or a question.
I think your dad needs to meet a woman called Sue and then brand her.
and then sue her. Yeah.
No, just say sue me. Have fun with that. I'm going out with Sue tonight. I'm a lawyer.
Goodness me, she's going down. Wrong.
No, not wrong.
I like it.
Laughter is at the heart of branding.
Of life.
Of life.
Of
Why did you
roles.
say wrong? It's not wrong.
No. My joke about Sue going down, I thought that was a little bit wrong.
Yeah. No, I don't go. That's below the belt.
I'm getting trouble on stage. I'm going to ring soap.
Smithy, got anything on that one, or we move on?
I was just going to say
Have you
one
been to the
thing.
nudist beach up in Noosa?
I haven't.
You haven't?
Have you? Miss Chu?
Oh no, here comes the fart joke.
But with the marketing with the lawyer, I think the biggest thing is, we spoke about it earlier today, Tim, like lawyers sell fear, really. I know my lawyer, every time I call him, I'm so nervous so I can hear the cash register in the background. So, I want an educational-based product to make sure I understand what I'm going through. And it's like the guy who just invented the wetsuit that's got stripes on it, because like Timbo said today, like, why have we been wearing wetsuits that make us look like seals, which, sharks love?
Isn't that one of the great questions? Like, black wetsuit, you look like a shark lolly.
But can you imagine the guys at, the big wetsuit manufacturing plants, and they're sitting around their boardroom table like, us idiots, we've been selling comfort all this time. All of a sudden, some guys come out and work that we could sell fear in a wetsuit, and everyone's going to buy that wetsuit.
Yeah, and you can sell ugliness in in an accountancy firm. Like, you can say, I'm a gross domestic product, I'm a GDP. But I can save you a lot of money. Like, branding is so fun. You can make anything look sexy as long as you just think about fun, honesty, making people laugh. Honesty is actually at the core of branding and business.
And one last thing, he might not want to share his legal knowledge, but what he could do is educate people on how to get the most out of working with a lawyer. So, at that level, because there's so much fear. Like, is the cash register going to ring the minute you answer the phone? How much do you charge? Why do you charge that? Do I need a lawyer, a solicitor, a barrister, a junior, a senior, a QC? All these questions, someone's got to be the most helpful. It may as well be him. We have got a question right there. Hello.
Hi, I'm Alana Den from CC Conferences and Corporate Events.
Hello.
Hi.
Do you book speakers?
Sorry?
Do you book speakers?
Absolutely. 3. Great. I just wanted to ask, what inspires you to create that next great thing in your business? How do you keep innovating? What keeps you motivated and going?
A sports team never wants to win one race. They never want to win one game, and it's the same in business for me. I get the same kicks from my business as I do my racing motocross, and there's nothing better than having a vision and seeing it play out and have your team believe in it. And I think as entrepreneurs, I'm sure everyone up here and everyone in the small business owners agree that we've got to be willing to be misunderstood for long periods of time. So there's nothing better than having a vision and having people misunderstand that, then one day seeing it start to play out. And for me, that's an adrenaline rush. On the other side of that, there's a product as well. I mean, I don't know right now. There could be some kid and his dad riding a motorcycle, high-fiving, having an experience together. I don't know that. So for me, that's meaning. And I know how much I learned through my product, through motorcycling growing up, and the bond that created with my dad and the teacher that motocross was for me. And it feels pretty cool to be able to see that play out through our business. So for me, it's firstly, I love the adrenaline of making it happen. I love seeing vision play out, and I love the impact that our product can hopefully have.
Oh, you nailed it. What he said.
Just with more swear words.
Vision's really important. If you can't visualise your end goal, then you're going to find it really difficult to get there. So for me, ideas are really easy. Ideas is the easiest bit, and it's the execution and the logistics that makes that idea come to life is the genius. So when you have a great idea that's going to change someone's life, and it's something that everyone needs in their life, and you make it practical and then viable, and it becomes a business venture, and then it's scalable and it lives on forever, you can't get more adrenaline than that. It gives you the biggest high.
What she said. So, questions, because we're going to have to relaunch into Living on a Prayer. One in the front. Oh, great, fantastic. And then we'll grab a microphone to the lady in the back there, so we're ready to go for the next one. And what's your name?
Hi, I'm Amanda, and I have a business called the Raw Food Kitchen.
The
Raw Food Kitchen.
Oh, yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, and it's kind of grown organically from an illness I had, and healed myself with raw foods. So I'm not really a marketing expert. So I guess what my question to you guys is do you have strategies in place, or do you kind of come up with ideas organically and just sort of put things out there and test it and just see what happens, or is it really structured?
Oh,
I can already say, we cook without gas. It's raw food, right? There you go. We cook without gas. It's very scalable, really. It's raw food. Just put it in the box and boom, there you go.
Beautiful. And to add to that, I mean, you obviously experienced some difficulties and healed yourself with raw food. I imagine you have a really powerful story to tell, and if you're not already sharing that one-on-one with your customers, there's a wonderful crepe place in Mosman. I don't know. I'm from Melbourne. We're much more. What is it? Mosman, darling. Called the Four Frogs.
If you're Vietnamese,
right?
it's Motman. Give him an underbite. Motman. Sorry.
Love it. What did Bogan say?
Timbo.
They have got their story on their back wall, on their menu, on their website, and it's articulated in about 100 words. But essentially, it's about 4 Frenchmen, who they call themselves the Four Frogs, who came to Australia and loved our women, our beaches, our wine, but couldn't find the perfect crepe. And they go on to talk about how they've gone, and that's why they do what they do. And it's really compelling. You know, you're sitting there and go, that's cool. You buy into it. Your story, you know, I would share that far and wide because it resonates with people. It builds emotion. And, you know, if there's one powerful marketing strategy, it's about emotion. It's all too rational. It's all that push
Yeah, it's endless
stuff.
with your name. Raw, you know, it's raw everything. Raw emotions, raw healing. Yeah.
I love the raw thing. I think you got a few angles. Firstly, you definitely have health, but also, you know, really you sell energy. You know, I eat as raw as I can. I'm vegan at home, raw and, you know, at home as often as we can be. But not only do you sell energy and health, but you also sell trendy at the trendy at the moment.
Good point. So these days you're actually not selling a product as such. You don't need to sell a product these days. It's about selling the energy and the belief system and the ideas. So, like Miss Chu, for example, you know, more people love Miss Chu for my ideas and my intellectuality than they do buy my food. But it's enough for me, you know, it's enough leverage for my brand. I have 37,000 followers on Facebook, which is quite small for my brand, and it's international, and a lot of international people know me, but they can't access my food, and it frustrates them. So then you just kind of like go, okay, how do I sell this energy, this belief system?
You're going to have a spling Rolls Royce when you go to London?
No Lloyd for me. I still drive the bicycle.
Another thing I love, just going to say one thing with
go
raw.
for it.
One thing I love is that the reason why I've turned as raw as I could be because I was using so much energy in digestion. So now I sleep like 5 hours a night. So I save 3 hours a day. That's 21 hours a week on sleeping, thanks to my diet. And you know, if I could get paid for that 21 hours, I'd love to put a dollar figure on it. You know, so maybe you sell time and energy.
The young people of today, I don't know. Did you have a question there?
Hi, my name is Connie, and I just started a new business. So as you, sorry, I'll get a little bit.
It's so new.
I'm Vietnamese.
Yeah, it's fast.
I'm sorry.
It's undergarments.
Okay, she's going to make it up right now. What is it?
It's undergarments, so it's
Nice.
men's and women's. So.
Undergarment, undies.
So yeah, undies. Well, my question to you all is: you all been like rejected in some way, approaching like investors and things like that. So if there are a potential people like me approach you asking to invest in my great ideas, what would you do? Or, after hearing this story, how would you respond to that if you want to?
Starting out.
Yeah.
There is a few things that most people don't realise about magazines and getting media. The media need fodder and they need material every single day of the week. Did you know that? It's virtually 100%, 99% possible to get media coverage. All you've got to do is get a high-res photo of your underwear, write a spiel about who you are, what you do, right? Yep. And then send it to them. 98% chance you will be published, and the more and more you write to them, and the better and sexier your photos are, and the more personality you give your brand, the more you're going to become a celebrity. It's very easy to become famous. It's very easy to become a brand. It literally is. It's about getting off your ass and writing it. The magazines won't contact you. Most people think it's the other way around. Oh, when's Vogue going to contact me, you know? It's like, no, you contact Vogue and they'll publish you. I swear, you contact any magazine and give them the content, because this is what they'll do: copy, paste, photos, bang, go. Okay, they're busy, so busy. I've got to get lunch, I've got to get this. What about tomorrow's this? Tonight date, tomorrow's publication. Give them something that's really easy. Boom. Oh, that's great. This girl's good. Publish that. Next. Keep it going every single day. Before you know it, you'll become a brand, and before you know it, you'll become a celebrity.
Hey?
Build it up. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, you've got to get an angle.
Hey, you've got to market. That is what marketing is. Telling everyone who you are. Don't be shy about it. There is no shame in marketing yourself. If when people say to you, you're so egotistic, you love yourself, that's all you do. It's like, yeah, I have a business. It's like my child. I'll do anything it takes for my brand and my child to grow. So when someone says to you, you are so into yourself and you're so egotistic, you say, I have a business to run. It's like bringing up a child. So if you don't mind, would you mind just stepping aside, because I plan to make a lot of money and I plan to clothe a lot of people, okay?
Yeah! There's two... You will, good. Okay, Tim at smallbusinessbigmarketing.com. Two websites and a... Don't put it on Facebook. Enough. So what we've got is there's Haro, HARO.com, help a reporter out, and sourcebottle.com.au, SOURCE, bottle.com.au. These are places where reporters go who have an article or something to create for a TV, press, radio, blog, podcast, whatever it is, and they're looking for content. So just go to those sites and they're free. The other thing is that whole helpful marketing thing and that whole idea of creating fame and your own brand. Essentially with helpful marketing, what you're doing, you're creating media. So instead of leasing the media, going and buying an ad in the local paper, for example, you are the media. I have a podcast, as I said, I created on my MacBook, cost me $100 a week, I'm creating the media now to then promote. I do it to be helpful, but at the end of the day, there is a website to go to, and for my business, you can book me to speak. So there is a commercial outcome and a commercial intention there, but create media.
Here's another secret. A lot of people think I have a marketing company behind me. It's me. It's just me. It's me in the office and my graphic designer, and he's in Melbourne. When you walk into my office, all you see is me and my dog. That is my marketing company, okay? So this is what I'm saying. Social media is powerful if you make it succinct and if you know how to use it. Don't bullshit. That's the underlying game, and know how to use the media and play with them. They need you as much as you need them, okay? It's about supply and demand. It's so basic. It's marketing, supply and demand, honesty, and product and price point. Great. Everything else is, if you can't sell your product, you don't have a product.
Lovely question. Good luck with the new business. And we have a question in the front. Hello.
Hi there. My name's Gina. I just started a small business helping and mentoring people buying property and doing the investment search. My question is, do you have any advice on, in the real estate industry, you're faced with a lot of property brokers and there's a lot of distrust and fear, and it's just this culture in the industry, because most of the players in the industry only get rewarded when they actually make a sale of some kind, the conveyancer, the accountant, the seller. So there's a lot of distrust, a lot of fear, a lot of greed. How do you market to that kind of market?
I'm a big one on taking people's risk away. So, for example, a dealer comes on board with us, I give them a cash flow positive guarantee. So I guarantee if you put $30,000 worth of motorcycles in, it's going to cost about $150 a week in interest. If you don't sell enough Braaap product by the end of the year to cover your interest, I'll pay it for you. So something like that, obviously you can't do a cash flow positive guarantee, but I love building some kind of offer that takes all their risk away. My other challenge would be I'd be talking about and educating people through, how people are rewarded and incentivised maybe to sell you the wrong product. My challenge, if I heard that, would be that you're not incentivised to make sure I make money. So come from both angles. Talk about how the other person's incentivised to make sure there's a sale, maybe the wrong sale. How do you take their risk away to make sure that they're getting the right advice and they make money and you make money?
The whole thing Brad's talking about is of removing fear. It's a great strategy, which a lot of businesses don't do. But if you what fears do people have from giving you their money? What's stopping them? What are the blockages, which are the fears? And then address them on your website, in your brochure copy, on your talks from stage, at networking events. Know what those fears are and answer them, whether it be an article or a little stamp on your website or whatever it may be. It's just a really powerful strategy. It takes the fight up to them as opposed to waiting for that fear to show itself, which it might never, because they'll go, I'm too scared, I won't call you. So
I want the report on how much extra money I'm going to make by making sure you're a part of my property investment. Oh.
And we've got one last question, and then we are going to wrap things up. Hello.
Hi, how are you? My name's Paul Stout from Frank Property. So there you go, the only Frank real estate agent around. Sorry. So I've been listening to all you.
Do you like that?
Frankly, yes.
Frankly.
Long story, well, I won't go down there. My question was, and Miss Chu may have already answered it to a degree, was on the marketing side, like I can go to a marketing fellow and say, okay, I want you to put together a marketing campaign for me with the advertising and the words and the pictures and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. For three of you, I guess, is do you come up with those ideas, because that's more about you rather than getting someone else to paint the picture?
Okay, we know what Naji thinks.
Well, look, marketing is marketing. Once an idea is out, it's out. You can't buy it. You can't study it. You can't, that's why an original idea is worth more than anything. If you're not a creative and you find it hard to come up with an idea, yes, sure, you're going to need a creative strategist or a marketing company to help you. But they're going to charge you a great deal of money to brand yourself. I would suggest align yourself with like-minded people, because that's what strategists do and that's what these creatives do anyway. I'm sure that I reckon every single person has an idea in their head. They're just too afraid to express it. And they're too afraid to express it because they don't have the experience. And they're not confident, gregarious people, because they haven't really been out in the field meeting lots of people. Like, I don't know, I spent a lot of my time trying to fit into Australia, so therefore I became this person because I met so many people whilst I tried to fit into society. And then what I realised was, you know what, you're just like me. Actually, I'm more creative than you. And the more and more people that I meet through my industry, the more successful I got, the more creatives I met, and the more marketing agencies I meet who come to me and say, we can do this for you, da-da-da. It's like, well, there's just me and my dog in the office, and I've already done all of that. And then plus, I can come up with better ideas than you, because what you just said was going to make me so commercial. You could just ruin me in 1 minute. If I executed that idea that you just gave me, I would just become this stupid little company that is now so commercial that all of my customers would go, you see, she went to a marketing company, she sold herself to the soul. She sold her soul away. Like, trust your instincts. Frankly, mate.
Go.
I think
it's Paul. Go.
My opinion is that every marketing activity that we do has to be think tanked. So we go to the think tank, we get our team together, I got some ideas, they got some ideas, and we build some test cases that we can go through. And all our marketing has to be tested and measured. Because, it's all well and good for me to think that a photo is going to work or a photo is going to sell or create leads, but we've got to make sure there's an outcome. So we attach measurement to every marketing activity. How many leads does it need to generate? What's the conversion rate? And how much we're going to sell from it? So what's our ROI? So if we have to have a marketing agency or someone involved in actually developing that strategy, even those people are committed to the outcome. So most of our marketing, we have lead generators that are paid on commission based on how many leads their marketing generates. So I was going to say think tank it.
Paul, great question. The other thing I'd add to that is, yes, look, if you've got the courage of your convictions, you have a big idea, you've got the resources to roll it out, do it. It is why big brands pay big agencies big budgets to get stuff done. I understand none of us in this room have that, but at the same time, the world of outsourcing is amazing for small business owners. I said in my keynote, there's never been a better time to market a small business. We can surround ourselves with a virtual marketing team, a copywriter, a designer. They don't have to be in the same suburb. They could be somewhere in the world. So don't be scared to create that team and help bring your ideas to life.
Sorry, I was trying to say cross-collaborate with other people in your industry.
That brings
people
us...
I'm trying to stay away from, sorry.
that brings us to the end of the Q&A session on the Small Business Big Marketing Show for the Westpac Small Business Innovation Forum. Great questions, guys. This is going to be available on iTunes and at smallbusinessbigmarketing.com in the coming days. There are some great guests coming up on my show, including, believe it or not, AFL footballing legend Warwick Capper. We are still chasing down Jordan Belfort, the Wolf of Wall Street, and I have the creator of Gandhi's Thongs, not those type of intimate thongs that the lady is selling in her business, but actual sandals. They have an amazing story. So some incredible guests coming up. Thank you to the sponsors of this event, Westpac, and to my show sponsors in Net Registry, who get your online marketing sorted, and Swiftly, who do small design fixes fast for $19. That is Miss Chu. That is Brad Smith from Braaap. And I've been Timbo Reid. May your marketing be the best marketing. See you later.
You've been listening to the Small Business Big Marketing Show with Tim Reid. Want more marketing goodness? Then visit smallbusinessbigmarketing.com.
Well, listeners, I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did putting it together. As I said, if you go to smallbusinessbigmarketing.com and search for episode 190, you'll be able to see the video of that as well, if that is of interest to you. All three of us have got great heads for podcasting. Now, as a reminder, I mentioned in the last episode that I'm possibly putting together a live event to celebrate the 200th episode of this show. And in fact, at the event, we will record the 200th episode. And still doing a little bit of work on locking down a venue, but it's looking very, very positive. And it will be mid-August 2014. If you want to be the first to know about it, then do head over to smallbusinessbigmarketing.com and sign up. Basically what you get by giving me your email address is a 20-minute video that I've created on some little marketing tips. But it also means you go onto my list and you're the first to know when I announce anything. And in this case, it'll be about the live recording of the 200th episode. And working on some really exciting things that will make that up. So hope to see you there. In the next episode, I will announce the details of where it is, when it is, maybe even a couple of secrets as to what we're going to do on the night. So anyway, enough from me. Thoroughly enjoyed bringing you that little live event from the Westpac Innovation Forum. Until next time, it's been Timbo Reid here for Australia's #1 marketing show. May your marketing be the best marketing. See you later.
Smallbusinessbigmarketing.com